The man, in order to pick up the fallen gem, casually lifted a 5,000-pound antique. The woman who accidentally saw this scene immediately gasped in shock. It turned out that the antique was a family heirloom from her lineage. No one had been able to lift it for the past 200 years, but the man had no idea about his own strength. It was just because this was a world where the Force existed. Ordinary people could cultivate martial arts by sensing the Force, but the man was a powerless waste. This all started a few days ago. The man was originally training with his master on the mountain. His master was the only war god in the world. In a match with his master, the man exerted all his strength for his final move. The master used the Force to construct a shield. After a powerful shockwave, the man still couldn't break through the master's shield. The master pretended to be angry. He scolded the man for not making progress. Unbeknownst to him, the master had already been seriously injured. Now he was just maintaining his dignity. The master casually threw down a gem. He told the man to use the gem as a token to go down the mountain and find his fiancée to marry. The man thought it was because of his dull talent. He thought the master wanted to drive him down the mountain, so he had no choice but to leave with the gem. But what the man didn't know was that as soon as he left, the master immediately began wiping the blood from the corner of his mouth. He was relieved that the man hadn't killed him. Although the man had no force, he possessed the bloodline of a top-tier dragon clan. In fact, the man was a martial arts genius of unparalleled talent. Meanwhile, on the other side, the man had just descended the mountain and encountered a group of assassins chasing someone. The person they were chasing was named Smith. Smith hurriedly begged the man for help. But when the man saw how vicious the assassins were, he immediately concluded that he couldn't win. The assassins didn't want to waste time. They decided to kill both of them right there. But just as they were about to strike, the next second, the man and Smith disappeared without a trace. It turned out that although the man had no force, he was especially skilled at escaping. In the end, the man helped Smith return to his home. To everyone's surprise, although Smith appeared to be weak in martial arts, he actually ran a martial arts school that trained in the Force. It was there that the man met Smith's daughter, Mary. Mary invited the man to stay at her house for a while, but the man had not forgotten his original mission. He had come down the mountain to find his fiancée. Mary, however, said that they could help him search, so the man temporarily stayed at the martial arts school. A few days later, Smith had recovered from his injuries and immediately expressed his gratitude to the man. He was willing to help the man search for his fiancée. But when the man took out the gem, Smith's expression turned very strange. Unbeknownst to him, the fiancée he was looking for was actually Mary. Smith was momentarily embarrassed. This engagement wasn't something he had arranged. It had been arranged by Mary's grandfather before he passed away. Although he was very grateful to the man for saving her, the man was still a powerless waste. He didn't want Mary to marry the man. Smith casually brushed the man off with a few words and promised to take him to search in a few days. So the man left. What Smith didn't know was that the man would soon help him out of another difficult situation. That afternoon, people from the A Martial Arts School came to challenge Smith's school. Everyone from Smith's school immediately rushed to the scene, including the man and Mary. The leader of the A Martial Arts School was incredibly arrogant, and even brought a coffin with him to challenge them. The loser of the match would die on the spot. The body would be immediately carried into the coffin. Smith was extremely angry. He felt deeply insulted. He had no choice but to accept the challenge. The match soon began in earnest. The leader of the A Martial Arts School first sent out his disciple William, ranked 10th in the city's martial arts. Everyone felt a chill down their spine. They knew they were no match for such a powerful person. At that moment, Smith's eldest disciple stepped forward to challenge him, but William defeated the eldest disciple with just 3 moves. Everyone thought William was too strong, but the man, standing aside, thought William was too weak. Every move of William had a flaw. People immediately thought the man was just bragging. They mocked him, calling him a powerless waste. Who was he to critique their match? But to everyone's surprise, Smith's second disciple, after listening to the man's guidance, immediately defeated William. Everyone was stunned. Could it be that the man was hiding his true power? The leader of the A Martial Arts School was furious. He immediately sent out a high-level battle master. Smith was in a state of panic. A martial arts school actually had a high-level battle master. Even Smith himself was only a low-level battle master. The high-level battle master defeated the second disciple with a single move. Everyone was intimidated by this overwhelming strength. Mary, standing aside, was extremely worried. Smith's martial arts school could very well be destroyed. As a member of the school, she was willing to sacrifice herself, but she didn't want to drag the man, who was a guest, into this. So she urged the man to leave quickly. To her surprise, the man refused directly. He decided to challenge the high-level battle master. The man had been a bit confused. In his eyes, the high-level battle master was not only incredibly slow, but his strength was also particularly weak. Why was everyone so afraid of him? The high-level battle master sneered in disdain. He mocked the man, saying he was looking for death. But the next second, the man punched the high-level battle master to the ground. Everyone immediately praised the man for his power. Even Smith couldn't help but admire the man. At this moment, everyone had no idea they were witnessing the birth of the new generation's war god.